second or third the other day. And then she just completely lost her way for 2 runs, and that really sums up last season for you. So we tried to keep the faith with her and not race her too much, and she got a bit of experience, and then she ran a tidy race at Doncaster first time out this year, and then has gone from strength to strength.
Just talk us through your high moments this season, though, because when you have 2 Royal Ascot winners, it must make you think it's working, this is worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Royal Ascot was fantastic. Obviously, to have our first winner on the Wednesday with Rhythm of Light was brilliant. Owned by, you know, 3 lads that have been with Tom for a while, and you know, it was a great day for the yard. And then obviously the day after to go and cement that and have a winner in my colours with a horse that I bred myself was, well, I just can't imagine it can get any better than that. You almost think you've peaked too early when that happens, and I think how can you top that? I mean, because it's okay buying a horse at a sale and winning a big race. I mean, it would be unbelievable to do that, especially at Royal Ascot. But to own 1 mare like I do, and to have bred from her and to get what I've got, and obviously that day was just, you know, I can't imagine me topping that.
Because the mum of Brown Panther, you raced with John Gosden.
That's right, yeah. Treble Heights I bought after the treble when I played for Liverpool, when we won the treble that season, so it was obviously a long time ago.
Now.
10 years or something, so I think she's 13 now, so yeah, so she was fantastic. She won a listed race and was second in a Group 2 in France and whatever, and then we put her in foal to Pivotal a couple of times, to Selkirk. She's had winners, but nothing obviously the calibre of Brown Panther, and he's obviously the apple of my eye, and the exciting bit now is we know we've got a mare that can produce decent animals, so it's exciting now because we've got a 2-year-old, we've got a yearling, and she's in foal again to Brown Panther's full brother, full sister, whatever it's going to be. So, you know, the excitement now that it's going to give us for many years to come is brilliant.
I mean, you're a proper family man. You may be a sort of famous footballer, but family means a lot to you, and it sounds a little bit like treble is part of the family.
It sounds exactly like that. Yeah, it's that's what it is. You know, we've had Treble Heights for 10 years now. My kids have all known her for, you know, as we've got a lot of horses up there at the yard, but you know, when you've seen some of her foals, you know, when you've almost reared a couple of them, and you know, and you go and pat the horse on a regular basis, and you know, it just becomes a family pet, and to have all the family, and you know, we've got a couple of Brown Panther's brothers, you know, in our paddocks at home now, and you know, we just feel as if we obviously know the family, and we look after the family, and it's just a real, you know, family pet, and to, as I say, to have something that you've had so much involvement with from, you know, the first day it was born to winning at Royal Ascot was, as I say, that's why I got a bit emotional after the race.
You're used to being a winner in the football world. In 10 years' time, which is a long way away, this place has been alive for, say, 4 years, it's another, you know, 10 on top of that, so 15 years almost after the incarnation of Manor House Stables. Where will the stables be to have satisfied you? What will you have done? Will you be a classic winner? Will you be 100 winners a season? What will you have reached to be happy with your investment?
Well, I'd like to think we would be winning on the big stage. That's what the plan is. You know, it's very difficult to go and, you know, compete with the big boys of this game, obviously. You need the finance to do that for starters, and it's something that I can compete with them in that stake. But, you know, we want to be a yard that, you know, has horses from outside as well. We're not our own private yard, even though it's owned by myself and Andrew Black. You know, 3/4 of this yard are owned, you know, horses are owned by other people. So
it's important to get that point out, that Joe Bloggs can turn up here. Obviously they've got to have some money to buy a horse, but they can turn up here and they can have a horse here. It's not a private boys' club, so to speak.
No, that's definitely true, and you know, when you're looking at the future, I mean, a lot will rest on them people that come through our door and own horses here. I mean, so a lot will depend on that. I mean, me and Andrew Black will continue to have our horses and to breed and to race and everything else, but a lot will depend on outside owners as well. So, but yeah, definitely competing at the highest level. That's what we want. We want to, have a business that's going to be, that's going to be well run and not lose money. Put it that way. And if we can, if we can have that, then we'll be really pleased.
Your mission statement, dare I call it that, on the Manor House Stables website reads, "My mission is to make Manor House Stables the most successful flat training yard in the country." I imagine you stand by that. That is the aim, isn't it?
Of course it's the aim. I mean, of course it's the aim of, I'm sure, most trainers. We want to be right up there, in all the big races, but it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, at the moment as we stand here, I can put pretty much a line through any race over 1.25 miles and up for 3-year-olds and above, because we don't have the strength and depth of horses. Our yard is split 50-50 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds and the odd 4-year-old. It takes a few years to end up with horses that you can run in Saturday handicaps. We've never set out to buy those type of horses, because in your early years as a trainer, if you don't have success straight away, there won't be a future. So most of the horses I've bought have been sort of sharp 2-year-old types that are going to go and win and try and sell them on and move them on and get the owners into 2 as opposed to 1. So, over the next year, I mean, this year, for example, we've got a lot of 2-year-olds we haven't run because they're not ready and they're for next year. So, it's a completely different way of setting out your stall, and the whole game plan has changed. We'll still buy sharp 2-year-olds, but we're also going to buy 3-year-old types, so that in 3 years' time we have the odd 5-year-old that hopefully will be campaigning in some international races. So it's a long-term plan. It's not just this week. It doesn't, and that makes me relax a little bit. That each race matters, but you don't live or die by it.
Michael, footballing owners, you've got Scholes, Giggs, Brown, O'Shea, Neville, Butt and Carrick, and Jonathan Woodgate, of course, away from Man United, all in the yard. What are they like? Are they good owners? Do they pay their bills on time? What are they like?
Yeah, they certainly pay their bills on time. That would be a great stage to say if not, wouldn't it? No, yeah, I mean, Woodgate in particular, he's owned right from the start, and he's got a lovely horse here in Johnny Mudball that's unfortunately injured at the minute, but he's a horse that we really like. But he likes to go to the races quite a bit, and his dad, Alan's really keen as well. So he's a great owner to have, and the Man United lads is, as you say, there's 8 of us that own shares in 3 horses here. Well, we all own an 8th, obviously, in 3 horses, and unfortunately, their horse isn't as good as Mr. Woodgate's, or their horses aren't. So I feel a bit guilty, because they obviously they're good payers, and we haven't had much success with them yet. But they don't give me too much stick, put it that way.
Are they a nightmare from the point of view of tips? I mean, is the first thing anyone says to you is what have you got for us today, Michael?
There's a few lads that'll have a bet. There's a couple of the kit men at work that are keen, and one of the canteen lads is also is a big racing fanatic. So yeah, a lot of and the manager, of course.
Well, I was going to say, Sir Alex, I mean, it's a sort of double-edged sword, isn't it? You give him a winner, another year's contract. you give him a loser and you're out.
Yeah. By the manager with tips. Yeah, no, well, he's obviously a big player in the game. The manager owns, a lot of horses. And I know he has his days out at the races as well, so he's obviously very keen and owns, a lot of horses with a few of his friends. So, yeah, I mean, he's got some nice horses, and we exchange tips from time to time.
Must be nice. You go into Man United, you must think every time there's a new foreigner coming, you must think, oh, he'll make a nice owner.
I don't look at him like that really, but if they want to ask me a question about horses, that
I'll get him on the vibration plates.
Yeah, I'm quick to say, well, you can pop down to the yard, I'll show you around, I'll show you a couple of you if you're interested. So yeah, it's there's been a few football owners around here, and there's a lot of interest in racing and football, but you can't just rely on your footballing owners. You've obviously got to.
Have you ever been leg out for a half watching a horse race? Have you ever got off the pitch in order to watch a horse race? Has it ever happened in your career? And at half time, have you ever watched a race?
The closest I've got is I've done a couple of things. I've listened to a race. Obviously, you can't watch a race on the telly and 5 minutes before a race. But I've listened to a race when I'm not supposed to have been. So if I've had a horse running in a big race, and I've snuck off to the toilet with the phone down my shorts and gone and listened to it. And the other thing I've done was in a pre-season friendly, so it wasn't that bad. But I knew my horse was running at 3:05 or something, and we were playing in a pre-season friendly back in, as I say, when I was at Liverpool. I think we were playing Crewe in a pre-season friendly, and I knew where my mum and dad were sitting in the crowd. And 5 minutes into the game, I think we got a corner, and I was sort of giving it, did it win or did it? And that was Treble Heights, in fact, in a listed race at Newmarket.
So if we ever see you on the Man U bench, obviously you'll be playing, but if you ever see you on the Man U bench and you've got a Walkman on, you're not listening to TalkSport or Radio 5 Live, getting the Group 1 from Newmarket.
No. It's obviously it's unfortunate when a lot of these things clash, but but obviously football is the priority and whatever. But as I say, there were two occasions, once in the dressing room before a race that I listened to it, and once during a game, just when we got a corner, I got a thumbs up from my mum and dad. So. And
honestly, has Sir Alex ever at half-time said, lads, I'm leaving the talk to the assistant manager, I'm going to watch the 2:30 at Aintree or something?
Well, I remember there was What a Friend came second, wasn't it, against to Denman?
Yeah.
The King George, wasn't it? And I think we were playing Portsmouth away that day, so literally I think it was 5-10 minutes before the game, and the manager snuck out to, instead of doing a team talk, he snuck out to go and to watch the race. But he popped back in obviously to do his team talk. But there was a lot being made of it at the time, and he was in the room next door watching his horse just before he came and did the team talk. So that was probably the closest he's got to missing anything for a race.